Organs involved in digestion. In this module, you will learn about the organs involved in the process of digestion. Sid does a lot of work throughout the day. What do you think gives Sid the energy to do all this work? He gets this energy from the food he eats. The food that he eats does not directly provide him the energy. It first breaks down into simpler forms, from which the different parts of the body derive energy. This process of breaking down of food into simpler and usable forms is called digestion. We all have a number of organs inside our body that are involved in the process of digestion. Together, they form our digestive system. Let's learn about these organs. Any food that we eat first enters into our body through the mouth. Here, the teeth break down the food into smaller pieces. Look, here comes the saliva. You must have often felt this liquid in your mouth. The saliva mixes with the food and breaks down the carbohydrates in the food into simple forms of sugar. It seems saliva has done its work. The food is now ready to move to the next organ. Let's see what it is. Look over here. The food is coming down in this pipe. This is the food pipe. This pipe takes the food into the stomach. So, the food is now in the stomach. It is going to stay here for a while. The stomach churns the food and changes it into a paste-like form. The stomach has its digestive juices that act on the food. These juices break down the proteins in the food into simpler forms. The stomach also has acid that kills any germs present in the food mixture. Once the stomach fulfills its role, the food mixture moves to the next organ. The next organ is the small intestine. The small intestine also has its digestive juices. In addition, the pancreas and liver also send in their digestive juices to the small intestine. All these digestive juices act on the food mixture. They break down the fats and the remaining carbohydrates and proteins of the food mixture into their respective simpler forms. The small intestine is the organ where digestion of food completes. However, a part of the food cannot be digested by our body and therefore it remains undigested. The resulting food mixture in the small intestine looks like a liquid. From this liquid, the digested food is absorbed by the blood through the walls of the small intestine. The blood then carries this food to every body part for its use. The undigested part of the food, on the other hand, leaves the small intestine and moves to the next organ. The organ where the undigested food arrives is the large intestine. The undigested food usually has lots of water. The water from the undigested food is absorbed by the blood through the wall of the large intestine. What remains after the absorption of water is just the waste for the body. This waste then moves out of the body from the large intestine through the anus. So kids, various organs that are involved in the digestion of food in our body include mouth, food pipe, stomach, small intestine, liver, pancreas, large intestine, and anus. Now let's recap. There are various organs that are involved in the digestion of food in our body. These are mouth, food pipe, stomach, small intestine, liver, pancreas, large intestine, and anus.